I'm hitting you every time. Every time you come his way, I'm gonna hit you. Let's go! You don't want no problems, bro.
Welcome to the Zone Coverage Football Show, your pre-game build-up to NFL Sundays.
It's about to get ugly. I'm eating burritos bigger than you. You're having one of those days! Hey, baby! You're having one of those days!
Coming at you live from Tees Towers, here's your host, Mark Tees. Hello and welcome along to the good old Zone Coverage Football Show. Mark Tees here, just giving you guys a little bit of a heads up on what happened with today's Wembley show. As you know, we went live from 12 till 1 today, and the internet connection dropped in and out, and unfortunately when I got home we seem to have 10 separate episodes, but so by the time you look at this you've probably got 11 episodes if you have downloaded it. I've edited it to the best that I can. A few parts of the conversation have been missed out unfortunately, but hopefully this will give you a flavour of the kind of atmosphere that went down today, what happened in and around Wembley. Apologies if the conversation has got a strange ebb and sort of flow to it, but I just thought that I'd come on, and as you can tell my voice is gone. I am shot. It's 1:15 in the morning, but I wanted to edit this together for you guys so you got something to listen to. So your feedback and your patience basically with this episode would be very much appreciated. So we'll be back to normal next Sunday. That's going to be 3:30 till the usual 5 p.m. So we're gonna get the internet sort of connection sorted for the next journey down to Wembley, and hopefully we'll have that back on track. But until then, sit back and enjoy this to the best that you can. Apologies to the guys that I spoke to if the conversation didn't make the final. Of course, it just kept dropping in and out. There's nothing I can do about that. That is lost forever on the airways, I am afraid. But everyone that I met today was a fantastic day. The winner side, good day taking the old man down to Wembley and stuff. Had a good journey, good fun, good result. Like I say, I'm a bit delirious, so sit back and enjoy this, guys. Feedback was very much welcome, and I'll see you next Sunday, 3:30 till 5 p.m. And feel free to tweet me at Zone Coverage FS on good old Twitter, Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, rankings, and all that. Thank you very much.
I'm hitting you every time. Every time you come his way, I'm gonna hit you. Let's go! You don't want no problems, bro.
Welcome to the Zone Coverage Football Show, your pre-game build-up to NFL Sundays.
It's about to get ugly. I'm eating burritos bigger than you. You're having one of those days! Hey, baby! You're having one of those days!
Coming at you live from Tees Towers, here's your host, Mark Tees. Hello, and welcome to the Zone Coverage Football Show. We are live from Wembley, surrounded by a rather large Jets contingent here. So I'm going to throw them under the bus nice and early. Rich, how are you today, buddy?
Pretty good, Mark. Delighted to finally meet you face to face. What an absolute great day. Weather's absolutely perfect. Atmosphere was unbelievable.
So when did you arrive then, Rich? I know you've been here for a couple of days now. You've been enjoying London so far?
Yeah, we flew over Friday afternoon. We've done nothing but football-related activities ever since. We've been
drinking.
Yeah, we've indulged in a few, shall we say? We were at the Pipeline last night, the Admiralty. We were at the fan rally. We've interviewed Foreman Ed for our own show. We've interviewed a few of the guys off Twitter. It's been absolutely brilliant to actually meet guys that you just tweet. To actually meet them face to face is absolutely brilliant, you know.
Yeah, it's nice to put in that face to that Twitter handle or avatar or whatever it is. Right then, folks, what I'm going to do, very unconventional show today. We're just going to mill round, have a natter to a few people. I can see some have sheepishly walked off already and are thinking, oh no, do not come anywhere near me with that microphone. Anyway, right then, folks, the order of the day, we do have a little bit. We're going to do the hot route as normal. Fan versus fan, we might attempt to do live. We'll grab one of these guys and maybe want a Dolphins fan that's in the vicinity. Beyond that, the chat room is open, so if you want to come and chat, do feel free to do so. Also hit me up on Twitter, that is Zone Coverage FS. We've got some fantasy advice coming from the guys from Dundee NFL as well. They provided me with that earlier. Tom from Huddle Magazine's supposed to be on his way, so
we'll catch up with Tom with the last minute news as we go. But as we speak, we said it's going to be unconventional. Biff's walking towards me, so Biff's owned the show a few times. If you remember, Biff was the very first owner or dropper of the original F-bomb when we were live back in the day, so there's no pressure here, Biff, whatsoever to keep it clean. So Biff, how have you been, buddy?
Awesome. How's things?
Yeah, I'm good. So, good time so far. Ed was fun.
Ed was awesome.
Yeah.
Very humble guy. Very nice guy. Ladies loved him.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Got some great pictures. Got a nice interview. Hopefully we get out in the show next week.
Cool. 5 minutes in. So right then, Biff is trying his best. So just going to cut away for 1 second. In fairness, we are just going to play you this week's Hot Route. So again, if you want to vote on this week's Hot Route, feel free to do so. The scary thing is I can't find it. Here we go.
Hot Route. Vote for your favorite play of the week.
Luck under pressure. He gets away from one. Now second. Throws off balance. Lofts it up. And it's picked off. Picked off by Tennessee. It's the linebacker that makes the play, Zach Brown. He gets up, still on his feet, lumbering down the left sideline. Finally brought down at the Indianapolis 13-yard line by Andrew Luck. Interception and return of 40 yards by Zach Brown, who went up that, bobbled it, came down with it. Nobody touched him, and the Titans are in business once again.
Pistol look again. They motion the fullback Miller from far to near side as a wing. Kaepernick play fake. Pocket collapsing. Steps back and throws, and it's picked off again near side of the 32. Holding it like a loaf of bread. A dance into the end zone for the prancing Tyrann Mathieu, who hops in for another score. The second pick six already. It's 13-0 Cardinals. 9:03 to go in the first quarter.
Again, those calls were provided by Westwood1.com. You can catch all their games via the good old TuneIn app. I'm getting a few messages up on the phone saying that the connection does drop in and out, so do bear with me on that, folks. Like you say, we are live outside Wembley and the connection's not the best, so apologies for that going forward. So just checking in on the chat room there. Not a lot going on in the chat room, to be fair. It's nice and quiet. Oh, there's pictures and selfies going on. This is not fair. Selfie sticks are banned today, by the way, when you're in there, so I'd be careful with that one. Honestly, they are. Yeah, there was a note going up the other day. Slide it down your pocket. I've not told you that, by the way. Anyway, moving on. Let's get into... Anyone want to speak? Martin. I think we get Martin on. He's shied away. Martin's been on the show a few times before, so... good old tune time. How are you, buddy?
I'm absolutely so awesome, mate. Yeah, it's fantastic atmosphere. Red hot for a change and all, isn't it?
Yeah. The weather's made the day today, so you travelled down yesterday, did you?
Yeah. Spent all day on a bus yesterday, so we're knackered last night and got down here early this morning and met up with all the guys. So yeah, can't wait for the game to start.
Overnight tonight as well.
Yeah, and back up early at morning. So
coach home.
Yeah.
Sleep on the bus.
Yeah, well, I've got rest at week off, so I'm all right.
Oh, nice.
So happy days.
Nice. A nice good old holiday.
Ron's back at work on Tuesday, so but yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right then, Marty, I'm just going to jump back and do some news. I'll catch up with you in a moment then, so let's give the people what they want, a bit of news. If I can find my... I believe I've got my news drop today, so I do have. Right then, going way back last week then, the Bears, they traded pass rusher Jared Allen to the Panthers. That is for a 2016 6th round draft pick, and the Bears, they paid Allen $11.5 million part ways there. Next bit of news I've got on the docket then is Packers tight end Andrew Quarles. He's going to miss 4 to 6 weeks, but I do believe he's now been put on the injury reserve list. He's got an MCL sprain in his left knee. That happened during Monday night's win over the Chiefs. Next bit of news I do have in regard to the Jared Allen trade. The reason behind that was that the Panthers placed defensive end Charles Johnson on the IR designated to return list with a hamstring issue. He's due back November the 26th for the Cowboys game. The Texans, they released kicker Randy Bullock on Tuesday and then signed the former Chargers kicker Nick Novak. And the Pats, they acquired John Bostic from the Bears. I've got all sorts of shenanigans going on behind me at the moment. I've lost my place. John Bostic from the Bears. Anyway, the Pats are trading for everyone. That's all you need to know. Moving on. I'm just going to check in on it. All I can hear is clicking of cameras. It says £1 a photo, by the way, as it's like London price. It's not like a congestion charge, just a price. £2 a picture. So are the pictures good? I wasn't smiling. If you want to,
absolutely lovely.
There's the sun in your eyes, so. Right then, just going to try and check in on Twitter. Tweet at me, Zone Coverage FS. I don't think there's going to be a lot of action, in fairness. Also, someone give me a heads up on the quality. Can you actually hear me, or am I just talking to nobody, in all fairness? So, news, if I can find my fantasy news. I seem to have sodding lost that. Here we go. So your fantasy advice this week coming from the guys from Dundee NFL as a Fourth Down and Out podcast. Again, head on over to iTunes, Stitcher and all those good places for that. So yeah, what they say basically, they couldn't get them on live today, can't take any calls. I maybe should have mentioned that top of the show. So if you've been trying to ring me, very sorry, no one's going to be answering those calls. So back to the fancy advice then. They do say start all your Chargers running backs today, because the Cleveland Browns, despite the drafting of Danny Shelton, have been absolutely woeful against the run over the course of the first 3 weeks. Derek Carr, quarterback for the Raiders, had a fantastic couple of weeks. He's playing the Bears this week, and if you've got Tom Brady in your team, do remember that the Pats are on a bye this week. Do you also recommend that you start tight end Charles Clay for the Buffalo Bills? And Marshawn Lynch, I do believe, is a game time decision, so you might want to pick up his backup Thomas Rawls, who looked the part last week in all fairness. Also another running back maybe worth picking up is Carlos Williams, the rookie from the Buffalo Bills. And a wild one here, they do say Colin Kaepernick, despite his 4 interception game last week, he always runs really well against the Packers. And also Jets game wise today, Chris Ivory's been running the rock pretty hard, and Brandon Marshall is Ryan Fitzpatrick's favourite target. Something I did mention on the show last week, that Fitzpatrick does have an obsession with going to Marshall, and that did lead to a 3-pick game. Again, this week's hot route, I never give out the hashtags, did I, in all fairness? The hashtag was Brown, hashtag Honey, or hashtag TY for this week's hot route. We will play you those in a minute in case you are late joining the show. Right then, beyond that, who else is on a bye this week? Yes, the Titans and the Pats are on a bye this week. Everyone seems to be deserted me and gone drinking beer. So just checking in on Twitter. June the at No Fly Zone Radio here. My mind's got the sun's fried my brain, that's what it is. No beer and too much sun. It's usually the other way around, isn't it? Beer, sun, that doesn't mix either, does it? So right then, going to put you guys on the spot as you sat by me, and I really can't be bothered reading through the rest of my notes. Thoughts on today's game and the season so far? I'll start with you, Beth.
I'm actually surprised how good they're doing. I thought it was going to take them a while to gel because there's so many new pieces, but Todd Bowles doing a fantastic job. First 2 games, myself, I predicted wins. I actually thought they'd beat, and I thought they were the better team against Philly, but Philly, they just came out flat. The Jets against Philly. So far, so good. Today, Miami are going down at least 15-20 points.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is this true, aren't it? Because Sue's come over with the big money, $100 million contract.
Sue hasn't clicked at all yet.
There's no running game. Tannehill's not pushing the ball down the field.
Yeah, Brennan Albert's out today as well.
Yeah, that's a big loss for them. They really struggled last week with that.
Yeah, they've no running game. Their wide receiver core is very young as well. Parker's only back from an injury. So I'm expecting a big win from the Jets, especially if Decker plays.
Yeah, Decker's the key. It's nice to see Curley back last week. He's the forgotten man, really, and all that.
Yeah, it was nice to see Curley back, but I thought Fitzpatrick was glued in too much on Marshall and the big throws. Even though Marshall was double and triple teamed, he was still going after him and staring him down, when Curley and other wide receivers were wide open.
Yeah, that's something I noticed watching back the game. Underneath, he got 2 or 3 crosses.
Yeah.
Deep down the field, like you say, Marshall's double, triple teamed, and he kept on going there. And in the end, it did come back to bite him. Rich, your thoughts then on the game or season so far? Anything?
Yeah, like some of the feedback we got from even like Miami and New England Patriot fans were getting, it's like didn't think you guys were going to be this good this year. For me personally, so far, defence has been really, really good. David Harris, I give out about how much money he was paid. The guy is earning every single dime this year. He's been absolutely outstanding. Offence, Ryan Fitzpatrick missed a lot. Well, not that he missed a lot, but he was behind Gino in camp, so he didn't get a lot of reps that you would expect so far. He's actually looked all right. He has looked a little bit weak in tackling, which is probably what I'm a little bit more surprised. That was what I thought was going to be his strength, but in coverage he's actually looked pretty good, so I can probably take that, you know.
Yeah, it's what taking the rough with the smooth.
Exactly. I would like to think when we get Sheldon Richardson back as well, it might actually make our outside linebackers a little bit more effective rushing the QB. I think we've been a little bit light there as well. Pace and Quentin Copels haven't really had a day where it was their day, if you know what I mean. Maybe with a couple of hits and a sack or two. Obviously you're missing Sheldon Richardson, could be taking a little bit of Richardson would be getting a bit maybe more double teamed, which would maybe open up gaps for the likes of Pace and Copels to go through one-on-one. So hopefully when Richardson does come back, we may see the Jets pass rushing outside linebackers actually get to the quarterback a bit more. But so far so good, like what Todd Bowles and Mac has done so far for the team.
Cool, yeah, I'm with you on that, Rich. Like I say, 3 weeks in, 2-1, here at Wembley, sun's out, it's going to be a good day.
Well, this week we've got the Dolphins in a pretty winnable.
We now get embroidered with the Jets' misery.
I'll enjoy this more than you did enjoy Stoke, I can imagine.
Yes, yeah. That's a fair comment. That is more misery than joy there. Anyway, less of all that. Tweet them from Tom. Again, if you want to tweet me at Zone Coverage FS on the good old Twitter. We do have a Facebook page as well. If you want to check that out, I'm not sure I can connect with that one at the moment. Tom from Huddle says he is about to arrive outside Wembley. He's going to come and try and see us. So someone keep an eye out for Tom. Beyond that, then the chat room's dead today. Very, very quiet. So everyone's here. That's why. So that's always a good thing. Right then, we best go back. We've been pretty much Jet-based for the moment, so we're going to touch on a few games. We've got a few words to say about a couple of the teams, a couple of the games that are going on today. We have the first up. We got the 1-2 Jags at the 1-2 Colts. Again, the Colts, they finally got off the board last week with their first win of the season against the Titans with a fantastic fourth quarter. However, Andrew Luck's performance once again comes under scrutiny as he threw an interception for the fifth straight game. Actually, and it's at least two interceptions, I should say, over the course of his last 5 games, 2 picks or more, and that was his 7th overall of the season. Sorry, can't read my notes, the sun is blinding me. The Colts finally managed to establish the running game as Frank Gore graced the end zone twice. He actually rushed for 86 yards, a couple of touchdowns on the day, and he's going to be chomping at the bit to take on this Jags run defence. It's ranked 21st overall. Passing game, that's also a passing defence, I should say, is also a concern as they surrendered 358 yards through the air last week. And whilst we're about this poor Jags D, will a veteran wideout Andre Johnson finally get going? Been targeted 17 times over the course of the first 3 weeks, but very little from the veteran. Looks to have lost a step as well. So as for the Jags, they're going to be looking to bounce back from last week's 50 burger. Both Allen Robertson and Alan Hurd could end up with some decent yardage against this Colts secondary. That's ranked 21st. Up next then we had the 1-2 Giants at the 2-1 Bills. The Giants, they got on the board last week against the Redskins, and they could, to be fair, the Giants could make a case they could actually be 3-0. Two teams that I am actually struggling to figure out. Who are the Giants, who are the Bills at the moment? We've got this Tyrod Taylor at the moment that I'm sort of on the fence with. I feel that the Bills are one hit to Tyrod Taylor away from an EJ Manuel-led team, which, as a Jets fan, from my point of view, that would not be a bad thing. That said, though, his eagerness to run, Taylor has done some damage through the air. He's got 714 yards on the season, 7 touchdowns, and just 3 picks. A stout defence against this weak Giants O-line. That is a huge mismatch there. So Eli Manning's going to have to get the ball out of his hand quickly. I would imagine to good old Odell Beckham Jr. And he could be set for an absolute huge day. So Fantasy-wise, if you're starting Odell Beckham this week, they've only had 2 100-plus running performances in the last 19 games. So shout out to the wee man and his Tampa Bay Buccaneers there. Approaching on about 12:30 now, so we are, another 28 minutes away from closing down the show. So I do believe Tom's still on his way from Huddle Magazine. I do believe that Matt Phillips is on his way. Very, very busy.
I see a couple there.
Who's that, sorry?
I was going to say fan versus fan. There's a couple right there.
Oh, right, yes, fan versus fan. Good idea. Yeah, go grab it. Rich is going to grab me a Dolphins fan, and we're going to attempt a live fan versus fan. Someone's going to have to do the timekeeping on that, because I can't. My phone's getting blow up, in all fairness. Right then, so fan versus fan live-wise, we're going to try and do in a moment. Rich's photos are free now because he's out and about talking to everyone. People seem rather put off.
Think
yourself lucky you're not trapped in my bedroom when I'm asking you to do it. Right then, we're all friends here on the grass bank, so come say hi. Back to the games. The Eagles 1-2 against the Redskins 1-2. Battle for the NFC heats up here. Both teams, like I say, 1-2 after 3 weeks, looking to get a foothold in the division. Both already lost the game in the division, in fairness. The Eagles' O-line was much improved last week, both in pass protection and in the run. The running back, Ryan Matthews, he rushed for 108 yards. Darryl Sproles had that huge punt return for a touchdown, which pretty much put the game to bed after that bizarre lateral from Brandon Marshall. However, Sam Bradford, he's yet to find his feet, averaging just over a couple hundred yards a game, 221 to be precise. And as for Redskins, Kirk Cousins, he continues to throw interception after interception. He's thrown 13 picks in his last 9 games, all pretty much Mark Sanchez-esque towards the back end of his Jets career. The Redskins' ground game, that's looked nothing short of sensational through the first 3 weeks. And it's rookie Matt Jones that's stealing the show from Alfred Morris. He's averaging 5.3 yards a carry. I forgot to write down Alfred Morris's stats. I do believe it's around about 3 yards, something like that. Anyway, it's ranked 5th rushing attacks, averaging 143 yards per game. The Eagles' run D is ranked 7th, so that's going to be an interesting matchup there. Up next then is the 2-1 Raiders against the 0-3 Bears. And FS if you want to tweet at me or in the chat room, although I do believe the chat room has died a little. Right then, so that is your Raiders and Bears game. Next up then we have the Texans 1-2 at the 3-0 Falcons. For me, Falcons this year, they're this year's surprise team. Started 3-0 for the first time since 2012, and that year they started out 8-0. And you know things are good because they've even got a ground game. Kyle Shanahan once again has worked his magic, making the average running back look like a Hall of Famer contender. Talk of the town though is wideout Julio Jones, who through 3 weeks has been uncoverable. He's amassed 440 yards, 4 touchdowns. And the Texans, still no Arian Foster there, but Alfred Blue, he did rush 139 yards as they got on the board last week against the Bucs. Ryan Mallett, he's just Ryan Mallett. The quarterback situation over in Texas is absolutely dire. Right then, did we get anyone for fan versus fan? Ask, I don't know if you can convince anyone that wants to come on Dolphins Live. I don't know who's about. We'll get to it, don't worry about it. We just have to fill and talk nonsense, which should be quite easy. Right then, so again, if you are around and about Wembley, do feel free to come over behind Lola's Wings. It says London Designer Outlet. If you're out on the main pathway, there's a little grass clearing there, so feel free to pop on over. I'm going to try and check in on the chat room. We do have a conversation going on here. Tickets for the games, yes, there's a spare ticket going if someone does need.
Throws off balance, lofts it up, and it's picked off! Picked off by Tennessee! It's the linebacker that makes the play, Zach Brown. He gets up, still on his feet, lumbering down the left sideline. Finally brought down at the Indianapolis 13-yard line by Andrew Luck. Interception and return of 40 yards by Zach Brown, who went up that bobbled it, came down with it. Nobody touched him, and the Titans are in business once again.
Pistol look again. They motion the fullback Miller from far to near side as a wing. Kaepernick play fake. Pocket collapsing. Steps back and throws, and it's picked off again near side of the 32. Holding it like a loaf of bread. A dance into the end zone for the prancing Tyrann Mathieu, who hops in for another score. The second pick six already. It's 13-0 Cardinals. 9:03 to go in the first quarter.
The Honey Badger just don't care. They continue to put pressure right now on Colin Kaepernick, getting around his feet. Bad mechanics. He throws off his back foot late to the outside part of the football field. Again, almost identical to the first interception. Tyrann Mathieu undercuts Anquan Bolden, and he's off to the races. What a horrible start for the San Francisco 49ers and quarterback Colin Kaepernick.
8. Kansas City with 4 on their line. Rodgers with 4 wide. In the gun, arms dangling, shotgun snap. Cocks his right arm, looks right, no, looks left, backpedals, throws. It's caught at the 1, and then diving into the corner of the end zone across the way inside the pylon is the wide receiver, Ty Montgomery. Caught it belt high, a spinning move, the tackle broken, and just inside the pylon, and the Packers are on the board. 6-0, 9:44 in the first.
Boy, if you do not get to Aaron Rodgers in a hurry, he will sit back there. He will survey the field. He goes from all the way from the right side back to the left side. Montgomery's locked up over there with backup cornerback Marcus Cooper out of Rutgers. And there is just no chance for Cooper to stay with Montgomery as Aaron Rodgers throws a seed to the left corner of the Kansas City Chiefs end zone.
So there we have it then. This week's Hot Route calls. Again, they were via westwood1.com. And Jeremy Hill, he rushed for 100 yards in 3 of his last 6 games. Bit of a fumbling issue going on at the moment with Hill, and he's seen the bench in that game where Gio went for over 100 yards. But still safe to say it's a very, very formidable 1-2 punch at the running back position. As I mentioned, this Bengals roster, if they don't win a playoff game this year, there is something wrong. Quite possibly the most loaded roster within the entire NFL. As for the Chiefs, I guess you can put aside got 1 sack on the season, so that's an area that they'll be looking to improve on. As for the Browns, it's the same old mess at quarterback. It looks like Josh McCown will once again start. Main threat, I suppose, for these Browns is Travis Benjamin. He's got 200 in Kaepernick after last week's horror show against the Cardinals, and he's going to be best advised to get his veteran playmakers more involved. Vernon Davis and Anquan Bolden. Come on, Colin, sort your business out there. As we all know, Colin Kaepernick in the playoff games against the Packers, running wise, has been sensational. So as the guys from Dundee NFL pointed out, keep an eye out for that fantasy wise. And talking of quarterbacks, what's left to say about Aaron Rodgers that has not been already said? His Jedi mind tricks during the hard count are nothing but a thing of beauty, and the main benefactor to those is James Jones. He's now he's here now, so he's making his way over. 45 minutes late he is. Train trouble, I do believe, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
2-minute delay.
Come and grab a pew. How's things, buddy?
Yeah, not bad, mate, not bad.
Tell us about your day and what you expect in the game today, then.
I'm expecting a Jets win by 3 points, so it's...
I don't like this, too much confidence.
3 points. Yeah, 17-14 I'm predicting. So I think you'll win today. Not much news-wise.
No,
Andrew Luck might be out, which is good for my Jaguars.
Yes. Talking of your Jaguars, what happened last week? The baby magic's worn off.
The baby magic has worn off. The boy's in serious trouble this week, he's been told.
Has it changed to his routine, get the Jaguar magic?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Buzz. But both teams arriving late this time round, do you feel there's been less of a buzz around this game or more?
I think the Dolphins, as the designated home club, are supposed to arrive early, really, aren't they? I mean, the Jets, I would say, can get away with it. And in terms of the Dolphins arriving late last year, again, they were the away club, so they have the benefit of being able to turn up late. But I think when you're the home club, you kind of need to be a little bit more into it. Come and visit the schools, be around the area, come in and soak up. That's kind of your duty as the home club, isn't it? So I think by arriving late they've probably let themselves down there, but I mean I don't think they really need to develop a fan base in the way that perhaps the Jaguars do. So it's a kind of trade-off. when they spoke about it, as I say, they were all in tune with just how it's been beneficial to them to be able to practice at home, and they're not really having to switch their time zone, so there's no kind of loss of sleep or change in schedule. So they're kind of working on US time, and it's going to work for them both being here and cutting down the jet lag on the way back. So they're very positive about it, but I hope it's not something that we see from both clubs as the series goes on this year and in the future.
Excellent stuff. We have it. I don't know who you are, sir. Pep Hillet. I do know now, sir. Do you want to come say hi live on Zone Coverage Football Show?
Hi Mark, found you at last.
Yeah,
I've been searching.
Yeah, see, you've got all these avatars on Twitter. I have no clue what anyone looks like, so pleasure to meet you, sir.
You too, Mark, you too.
So, you had a good journey down?
Yeah, I was at a wedding last night in Wales, so we had an
early. The road early?
Yeah, early start this morning, early finish last night on the drink.
Oh, good man.
As you can tell by the accent, we like to drink from Scotland.
I wasn't going to go there, but yeah, as soon as you mentioned that. Right, thoughts on today's game, man? How do you see it going? Confidence?
Yeah, I think as long as the quarterback play is where it should be.
Latest that you'd seen on that?
Yeah, Andrew Luck has been in a secret and private throwing session, so with only the coaches present. So they're saying that he is able to throw, but he's been reduced in practice. Didn't do anything with the team yesterday, so Andrew Luck is questionable for today. In terms of around the league, Jay Cutler's also.
It's basically to bring the game become more popular here in the UK.
Excellent work, and I can testament to